You now have all the money that you gain. It's in the billions, not millions. In the billions you gain from them paying taxes. Now, these employers, okay, you take that money and you use it to legalize people. You bring it to, because right now a lot of the people, they can't afford $5,000 to $15,000 to go through the system to be legalized. I went down to Florida and checked it all out and people that are coming in legally.
Well, I know that farmers would be thrilled with something like this because
they all would be.
Mike Lindell has, in his run for governor of Minnesota, is now saying that he supports a 6-month amnesty for illegal immigrants. Now, some people have said that they misunderstood, that they may have altered the video, that it may have been edited surreptitiously, and he really didn't say that. But the video that's out there that everybody has seen, you can clearly hear him say it. So, if he didn't say it, if it's something that somebody did to him to make him look bad, which is not out of the question, then the first thing I would have done if it was me and or you is like, I didn't say it. I don't stand behind this. There is no way I want a 6-month amnesty for people. That's a lie. Here's what I stand for. He hasn't done that. He hasn't done that. And there's a lot of people who have paid money over the years to buy my pillow and everything else who thought he was a good guy. I don't know the man personally, so I can't say he's a bad guy, but that's a bad policy if it's true. If that is true, that is a horrendous policy, and he needs whatever he gets if that's what he has actually said. And so, as of today, unless you guys have seen something in the last hour or so, he has not come out and said that that is a doctored tape. And he must know because he's been getting calls from everybody. And I'm sure he's also been on X and seeing everybody talk about it. So he can't say he didn't know, which is scarier because at this point, be a man. If that's what you believe, come out and say, yeah, I said it. But if you didn't say it, you should be out there just as fast saying, I didn't say it. So that being said, I think he said it. Otherwise, right now, we would see a retraction or something. It's funny because, Ashley and I was talking to SV yesterday. We've gone back through our entire catalog of interviews and of different people. And we said, hey, you want to bring this person back on? You want to bring that person back on? And what we keep finding is that these people have turned, I don't know, I wouldn't say turned into complete nuts, but they have obviously changed their tune. I don't know for political reasons. I don't know if they're getting paid, but it's insane. So many of the people we have talked to or thought to talk to for interviews have turned crazy. And you know them. Nancy Mace, General Flynn. I mean, the pollster. I don't know what has happened to people. I don't know if the income is better because they have to go to the crazy people. I can't explain it. But what I can tell you is I don't need this to eat. I don't need this to make sure that everything stays copacetic with us financially. So there's no reason for me to change. If things turned off tomorrow, we couldn't turn on a camera again. There's a number of different things that we're doing that I'm okay with. There's no reason to be enticed by somebody putting out a big check just to compromise your integrity. Just to sit there and go, hey, Trump sucks and socialism's great and it's more popular now, so I'm going to be a socialism type person. Or I want to go for 6 months of amnesty. What? I can't imagine needing something that bad where you would change the core beliefs that you have internally and just flip like that. We're going to see more of it. You are definitely going to see more of it as we get closer to November. People you thought were, right there are not going to be right there. They're going to switch. There's going to be a ton of money changing hands. They're going to be pushing it out to everybody and that big carrot in front of their eyes, and they're going to think, let me grab that.
Barry, I have a Lindell cut. Lindell. He just posted.
It's so funny. We're doing something different with our show now, where before I had to hit a button so I could talk to SV. Now it's like I have a control room here, and I'm like, I start hearing voices, and it's him. I'm like, what?
Hey,
what?
Barry. Good morning.
I'm hearing
Hey,
something.
Lindell. Mike Lindell just posted literally 20 seconds ago. Check it out. It's cut number 5.
Okay, hold on. Did he disavow? Okay, what did he say here?
Yes. As always, I stand with President Trump and fully support his policies to deport illegal aliens from the United States. Immigration law is a complex issue. Some of my comments have been taken out of context about guest worker visas in which people take seasonal jobs for a few months. I absolutely do not support amnesty. That is fake news. Fresh off the
But he didn't address what the video said. I mean, we could all heard the video. The video said people for 6 months should be able to come in and work, right? Did I hear it wrong? Did you hear it?
Well, I think, sometimes you say things and you don't realize afterwards that you said it in the wrong way. So I don't know if this is just a thing to, cool things off, or is he going to come up with something additional? But it's a start. We'll have to see, because I think it just doesn't make any sense, because he's been a really strong supporter for President Trump. So I'm going to give him a benefit of doubt right now for myself,
Here, listen, I'm going to, while we're waiting for Caroline, for those of you who haven't heard it, let me go ahead and download the actual video, and you can hear for yourself what exactly he says. So there's no supposition. And let me know if that was and number one, he just did that, 10 minutes ago, 11:15, 4 minutes ago. Why did you wait until now, if that's how you felt? All right, so
maybe he's sleeping with his pillow.
He's sleeping. The pillow works too well. All right, hold on. You guys who haven't heard it will hear it for yourselves right now. And let me go ahead and play this. Okay.
Here's what I propose is I want to make conditional non-resident visas. And this would be, I'm going to actually talk to the president about this, but I want to start with Minnesota. These conditional non-resident visas, you would have 6 months. Anyone's here that is an illegal immigrant comes in, you get checked in the courthouse, you get fingerprinted, you get checked in to get this conditional non-resident visa. Now you have 6 months to do that. You're not a citizen, but you don't have to leave ever, as long as a couple of things happen. One is you can't commit a crime be convicted of a crime of a gross misdemeanor or better. Right now we have 1,300.
Wait. Did he just say you don't have to leave ever? Let's rewind that, because that's the problem I think he's having. Hold on, let's rewind that, because he says you don't have to leave ever.
To leave ever, as long as a couple of things happen. This conditional non-resident visa. Now you have 6 months to do that. You're not a citizen, but you don't have to leave ever, as long as a couple of things happen. One is you can't commit a crime be convicted of a crime of a gross misdemeanor or better. Right now we have 1,300 people in Minnesota that are in our prisons that are illegal. We pay $110 million a year to house them. They need to be shipped out. Okay.
Yeah, but the president is not going to go for this.
Let me finish that plan, Esme. So you have this, and now at the end of the 6 months of these people, if they want to go get a driver's license, they can go get a driver's license. But just like when I used to get DWIs, there was conditions on my driver's license. They will have to get a driver's license, but they will have to learn to speak English and to read our signs here. Okay, that's going to be one of the conditions. Okay, if you want to drive it. Now, if you go to...
So wait a minute. They never have to leave ever, and they get a conditional driver's license, but they're not citizens. Interesting.
The line to be a legal citizen, then you go to the back of the line. But here's the thing, that line's going to be short and there's going to be no cost. How are we going to pay for that? Here's how we're going to pay. During the 6 months, the employers that are paying cash, at the end of that 6 months, if they're paying cash and they don't have that card, These guys are committing crimes, these employers. They need to go to
Right.
jail for 90 days. It'll be mandatory. And then they're going to start paying taxes that we all pay. And the economy is going to go up here because these guys, everyone's going to be start paying taxes.
Well, the immigrant
And-
community, undocumented, do pay taxes. There's a way that started in the 1990s.
Okay.
There is a way that they do pay taxes.
They're not all paying this. These
not all
employers are
paying,
paying.
but yes.
It solves a big problem. These guys now, the illegals can come out of the shadows. They can live like you and I. They don't have to hide out. They don't have to worry about being attacked till they can't tell anybody or raped or whatever would happen to them.
Yeah.
They don't have to have that worry. These employers that are stealing from all of us better look out under my watch, because they better have that conditional non-resident card for you to employ them, and you better be paying your taxes. And then if you do this, here's what happens. You now have all the money that you gain. It's in the billions, not millions. In the billions you gain from them paying taxes. Now, these employers, okay, you take that money and you use it to legalize people. You bring it to, because right now a lot of the people, they can't afford $5,000 to $15,000 to go through the system to be legalized.
All right, so you
Well,
just
it sounds a little sus there. I mean, I'm looking at a lot of the comments to his video too, and everybody's saying no amnesty, no amnesty. You effed up. You don't have my vote. So,
and then to put this out, 10 minutes ago,
it's walking it back quickly.
It doesn't jive with what we just heard, and so I was expecting him to come out and say, "I didn't say that. It's AI or something." Because we all just heard it. So I hate when people say this. When people use an excuse and they say, been taken out of context. Well, at that point, if something that you think has been taken out of context, if I say, I beat my wife in backgammon, and somebody says, I beat my wife, that's a big difference out of context. But you address it right away. I got to jump. She is on stage. All right, let's go.
All right, here we go.
I want to share this with you. It helps having his own media team, but Mike Lindell, in addition to that post, put up another post. I want to show you guys this post here. This post says, Mike Lindell responds to viral amnesty claims. This is fake news. Of course, I want America first. A clipped video circulating on social media is being used to falsely claim that Mike Lindell supports, quote, 6 months of amnesty, unquote. Lindell says that's false, and his comments have been taken, quote, out of context. Lindell explains his proposal was to fingerprint, document, and vet illegal immigrants already in the country so authorities know who they are, making it easier to prevent illegal voting and quickly remove those who commit crimes. No pathway to citizenship, and you can't vote, except I heard his words saying you don't have to leave ever. Let's continue. Give the benefit of the doubt. He said criminal illegal aliens should be deported immediately, while emphasizing that everyone should come to the United States legally. He stressed that immigration is a federal issue, noting that any such plan would have to be implemented by the federal government, not the state of Minnesota, which in other words is, why did you say anything that could derail your governor's campaign? Since you know you can't implement it, why'd you say anything? I don't know. Anyway, Lindell said he was simply offering a federal proposal to address an existing problem and gauge public reaction. Well, you gauged it all right, not advocating amnesty. Lindell says the viral clips leave out those key details and insist his position remains unchanged. Of course, I want America first, Minnesota first, and our families first. Everything, you need to come into the United States legally. All right. Now I will let you hear him say it again. Here is a second video that he just put out.
Mike Lindell's a liberal now. Mike Lindell's went out to the other side. Different ones. Steve Bannon did a big post going, what I have to look into this. This is it hit me from every direction. It was trending, but I'm doing a big speech. I was up in Sauk Center, Minnesota with one of our biggest rallies with CNN there, which they probably thought it was funny. It's out there going viral, and I can't even defend myself and talk about it because I'm at a rally and I'm there and I'm going here. I explained the whole thing in detail. I wanted to work something out where we could get these illegals documented, fingerprinted and stuff, because if you have them in the system, are you ready, everybody? Then they can't vote. If they vote, you've got them right there. You got them fingerprinted. You've got all their info in the system. All of a sudden, they show up on the voter roll and they vote. You're out of our country. That's it. You don't get to go. You don't get to be here. Working here's a privilege. So when I had outlets like I had Esme Murphy, that was a month ago. There's soundbiting clips out of there when I was asked what I would do with ICE in Minnesota, and obviously it doesn't work to go door to door when you have, at least not in our state, we have, because of the tragedies that happen, we have a big problem that needs to be solved. But in the meantime, we have employers paying illegals costing Minnesota $1.5 billion. And then you have $110 million worth of illegals sitting in our prisons here that have committed felonies and crime and rape and murder. Get them out of here. The mainstream media, they're not reporting this. They know that there was clips and they know that it's an attack. And if they report it, they'd probably go, for some reason, they're not reporting it, all this amnesty. It's all social media, and it's all bots and trolls attacking me. People on the right, people, my friends. I got podcasters out there. I got Steve Bannon going, Mike wants 6-month amnesty. I go, what are you talking about? I want America first. I mean, but there's a problem here. And these employers using these people for slave labor. There was also the thing too. I do have some compassion. Now I'm going to probably get it even for saying this. People that came here that were invited in across that border. You go back 15, 20 years. They came in, they had a visa, they overstayed it, or they were afraid now to go back and say, hey, I got to renew my visa. They're in fear. But they've never committed a crime, not even a jaywalking ticket, not even a misdemeanor, other than it was a crime, a misdemeanor, not to go back and get your visa updated because they're in fear. I do have a little compassion for those people. So this person didn't report in their visa, and they've been part of the thing, and now because of another change in our paradigm in our country, now they're sitting hiding in fear, even afraid to go renew their visa. They've never broke a law. Now, what would be so bad to get them fingerprinted and put in our system and say, we'll let you renew now, but you got to get in the system. There's no pathway to citizenship ever, and you can't vote. You can't vote. Now we got their name. And if they do go commit a crime, they're out of here. You know where to find them. Crimes that are committed right now, they say, the illegals, these are just the ones we got in our prisons. Crimes that are committed, Vanessa, we don't have their fingerprints. We don't know who they are. They're just down the street. They're running away. I mean, I just thought it was a common sense thing. And when different news outlets asked me yesterday, one was the Washington Examiner. Of course, they soundbite stuff or they take things out. And then right away on social media, Mike wants 6-month amnesty. But I'm telling you, everybody, one of the mistakes I made was putting up on my own personal social media to try and explain myself going, okay, because I didn't have time at that event. It says 6-month amnesty, ? Find the real truth here. Well, after you just seen a thing over here, a meme, all of a sudden you hear it over here on a news, on social media. Now you go to my social media and you go, 6-month amnesty. What is this guy doing? Mike Lindell, he flipped overnight. He's a liberal. He's a lunatic. But no, everybody, of course, I want America first. I want my family, our families first, our people first, everything first. You need to come in the United States legally. But the situation we're in now, it's like, okay, we have all this crime going on. We don't know who these people are. I just thought, what a great thing. You vet them and then they can't vote or they're shipped out. And you get one chance. They haven't committed a crime, do their work visa. It's a great solution, I thought, but we can't do it anyway because this is a federal level thing. You would have to be on the federal level. So putting an idea out there to see what people thought about it and talking about it on different stations, you see what the media can do. Mike wants amnesty. This is no pathway to citizenship. Even the federal plan that I had the federal plan I put back then to save $84 billion and get these employers that are illegally paying people illegals to illegals paying illegally.
I am going to, because he's been so much of an advocate for President Trump. Maybe we give him a little bit of a benefit of a doubt. And here's the benefit of a doubt. The guy has run a pillow company. Prior to that, he had some personal problems. He overcame those personal problems, and he ran a very successful business. One thing anybody will tell you is politics is the nastiest pool of water you ever want to jump in. As soon as you dip your toe, the piranhas are going to eat you alive. And anything you do, you need to be completely concerned whether you brushed your teeth, whether you put on deodorant, whether you cleaned your butt, because somebody is going to take anything you say and turn it into a frickin' billboard. Did he mean what he said? I don't know. All I'm going to do is leave that up to your interpretation and how you feel, which is different than a lot of other people will, where they will completely convict him right off the bat and scream and make 20 videos a day. You heard him. I think he has earned enough trust in people for people to look and go, was he just stupid? I mean, I don't mean to insult him, but could the answer to this whole thing be, you ran with something, you didn't have a campaign strategist, nobody was managing you. Hey, I'm going to propose this idea. You want to run it by somebody next time, Mike? Maybe run it by like 20 people. Maybe take your entire organization. Hey, guys, I'm going to say this. What do you think? Oh, don't don't even say it. Leave that unsaid. Burn the piece of paper that you wrote the notes down on. Ixnay. Especially since it doesn't even pertain to you. I could understand if he said, I'm going to do something X, Y, or Z in Minnesota. Okay, you're the governor. Maybe you can do that. You just possibly blew your entire campaign on something you can't do anyway, which means it was very stupid.